What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I would do a sit down talk about going back to school. If you don't know, I am a high school English teacher, and I love my job like a lot. But I have some thoughts and feelings. Will, why is it always when I'm filming? No. I have a lot of different thoughts and feelings about going back to school in the middle of a pandemic. I did not sit down and organize my thoughts on this subject because it kind of goes against who I am as a vlogger and who I am as a person. A huge part of my mantra is being raw and authentic to myself, and I don't want to be super scripted in the things that I'm saying. With that being said, I have thought about this topic so much. I think every single teacher, even parents, just everyone has thought about what it's going to look like going back to school. So with that being said, everything that I say is my own personal opinion. I'm not an expert on any of this, and I'm definitely not like a doctor or a scientist. First and foremost, I must say that our number one priority needs to be the safety of our kids and our staff. Whether it's teacher, staff, principals, the people that clean our classrooms, the maintenance workers, anybody, like every staff member that is at a school is an essential part of our own little school ecosystem. And every single person has their own role, and every single person is there to support and help our kids, which is our number one goal always. I'm not gonna lie, I am extremely nervous to go back to school. As of right now, we are going to be doing e-learning, which I'm gonna get to in a minute about the fear of e-learning and that stuff. But as of right now, I live in Arizona. We are e-learning from August 4th until August 17th, I believe. Don't quote me on those dates. It's summer dates, meh. And then I'm not sure what the plan is for after e-learning. There was talks of having some kids in the classroom, maybe 10, 12 kids in the classroom, doing a social distance type learning environment and instilling extra protocols for safety. And then slowly transitioning more and more kids back into the classroom. That's the plan for now, I think. Everything's kind of up in the air. Okay. First and foremost, do I think we should be going back to the classroom as early as August 17th or whatever it is? No. I don't, because the numbers in Arizona, especially in Arizona, just continue to rise. And not only that, I need to give a little bit of background of where I teach at. So I do teach at a Title I school, which means that we are a low-income society. A good majority of my kids are on free or reduced lunch. And for the past couple of years, as a teacher at this school, I have been the one to supply a lot of different cleaning supplies and tissues and Clorox wipes and just basic classroom essentials. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stingy about that stuff because on any given day I have 160 plus kids that enter my classroom. 160 kids a day that enter my classroom. So if you think that I'm cleaning all the time, I'm not. I'm really not. I think we cleaned the laptops twice the whole entire year. And not only that, but kids will go through tissues like crazy. And it got to the point where I just said, guys, I'm not supplying tissues anymore because go through a box a class period or a box a day, and I can't do that. So when we think about the safety element of just like cleanliness, and I know that they're talking about having other staff and other procedures like there in the school, I just don't see how we can make it a safe environment. I also don't know how we can make it safe in aspects of using like the best technology and equipment that we have, and keeping that stuff safe. So like my classroom currently has a classroom cart of computers, and there's about 40 computers in the cart. And as I just said, we don't clean them very often, like really gross. And as a teacher to high schoolers, they kind of do what they want. So especially when we're using the laptops, I have a no eating policy in my classroom. And if you think that that stops my kids from eating, it doesn't. I can't tell you how many times I literally will watch kids like put their hands in their backpack and then like get like Cheeto fingers. And then they like suck on their fingers, and then they're on the laptops, and I'm like, do you know how many people touch those laptops before they're clean? It's disgusting. It's so gross. Yeah, it like literally it's so gross. And they don't care. I mean, I didn't care when I was their age either. If I wanted to eat, I was gonna eat, right? I also watched my kids share water bottles like it's a claiming ritual to their friends. Like, it's gross. These kids, they're in a stage where they have a little bit more freedom for the first time, and they don't really worry about germs. They don't worry about sharing food and drinks, and that's just where they're at. And that's hard enough to stop, like, in my classroom on a daily basis. Now add in a whole pandemic. Terrifying. Okay, so I am definitely on the fence. No, I'm not on the fence. I'm, like, completely against going back to school right now. But it also puts teachers and parents in a terrible position because, one, if we do not go back to school, we can lose funding from the government, and every little bit of funding helps for schools. I can't even believe that I have to say that. Like, we could potentially lose money from the government because of a pandemic that we cannot control. Like, what? Why? Because we're not at school? That's insane. Like, our kids, our future need to be our number one priority. Like, oh my gosh, cut the budget somewhere else. Don't cut the school's budgets. Literally insane. Like, it makes me so angry that that's even a thing. But my principal did talk about how if we delay school completely, like not even e-learning, just like completely delay it and push it back, teachers won't get paid. And I don't know about like majority of the people, but as a teacher, I don't have enough money saved to like not get paid at all. I just don't. I don't have enough money saved. That's terrifying. And then one of the big things that I've heard from a lot of parents actually is, well, we don't have childcare. We need to send our kids to school. And I'm like, I get that, and I feel for you, but your kid's health and your health needs to be the number one priority. Is it really going to be worth sending your kid back to school if you or someone in your family dies? Rue is so funny. Yeah, you. If you or somebody else dies because of COVID, like, it's not going to be worth it then. And I just want to also, like, throw this out there. Teachers, school is not meant to like be in lieu of parenting and making sure that your children are safe, and obviously we do the best we can, but in a situation like this where we can't, like, I cannot ensure that your kid is going to be safe at school, and that breaks my heart right now because I do everything in my power to ensure my kid's safety. If there's a physical threat at my school, you bet I'm going to be doing everything in my power. Stop. I'm going to be doing everything in my power to keep your kids safe. I will most likely put my life in front of your own kids. Like, that's just the nature of being a teacher. Like, they are my kids. I will protect them. But I can't protect them against this to the extreme, the extreme that I would like to. Like, I can't. And if I can't protect them from this, then why am I putting them in danger? Why are you allowing your kids to be put... Rue, I'm filming! Thank you. Why are you allowing them to be put in a situation that's dangerous not only for them, but for you and your family as well? Hi. Thank you. Rude kisses. Okay, let's talk. Rue, stop. Let's talk about e-learning for a second. So I teach freshmen, and I'm just gonna say this. We expect kids to know how to use computers and figure out different computer programs. No. I can't tell you the amount of time and energy I spend the first couple of months of school teaching my kids in person to use the computer programs that we're using and they're going to be using in school throughout their years there. And it's hard. Like, even when I have it up on my screen, my projector, and I'm walking them through things step by step, it's still a learning curve. And I cannot imagine the difficulties I'm going to face having brand new kids that might not have the support of people at home helping them use computers, not having me in front of them to like actually see what's going on and walk them through things step by step. It makes me really nervous because they're gonna have to learn a whole new platform. And I'm not gonna lie, the platform that we're using a couple of different platforms, but it's new to me too. So not only am I going to have to troubleshoot for my kids and figure out on their end, but it's definitely going to be a learning curve for myself and my fellow teachers to use this platform that we haven't been using. And I will say that we do have, like, thank goodness for technology, because we do have so many different platforms, like online learning platforms, that we can use to help make e-learning as successful as we possibly can once all the kinks are worked out. With that being said, it's also just like a difficult part of our journey in getting kids computers, Wi-Fi, like the basic necessities for e-learning. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, last year I had an incredible relationship with my kids. Like, my best year teaching yet. My test results were great. My relationship with my kids was so great. Like, it was just like the best possible atmosphere you could ever want. And spring semester came and we were e-learning, and even like my best kids, my kids that always work really hard and try really hard, they pretty much stopped working. By the end of like that semester, by the end of the school year, I probably had about 30 of my 160 kids actively working. And when I say actively working, I mean like a lot of the kids were just flipping through and doing things with the bare minimum effort just to get the points, because that's kind of what we were doing, right? Not what we were doing, I should rephrase that. We were, if you attempted it, you got full points. So I had kids putting in minimal effort. And I'm not saying that that's the best teaching ever, but we were literally in the beginning of a pandemic where things were wild and kids' scores were not allowed to decrease. This was like a government thing, like not even, I think it was a government thing, but kids' score, like the pandemic was not allowed to hurt their grades, only increase. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous that I am not going to get the output of work from my kids because it is new and it's kind of on them. I mean, them and their parents to really make sure that they're sitting down and doing whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing that day, or that week, or however we do it. We'll be doing daily assignments and such. But it's just different in different places. So like, I know in my high school that I went to when I was in high school, my parents were super involved. I didn't have a choice to do the work or not. If you had work, you did it, and that was just that. It might be the case where a lot of the kids at my school are at home with cousins, brothers and sisters that are in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, that they're taking care of, right? So it's not only just, hey, you have work to do at school or at school, online school, but now you have to help your younger siblings and cousins, and your parents are still working their jobs because they don't have the affordability to work at home. I'm just rambling. I am like, I am scared. I am so scared because I'm scared for my own health. I'm scared for the health of my students. I literally texted my dad the other day and asked him how to make a will, because I don't have a lot, but you know, I do have some. I do own my house. I just bought a new car. I've got 3 dogs. Like, I just literally asked him how to make a will, because if I'm gonna go back to school, it is important for me to be prepared, and it's important for me to be prepared to get COVID. I also have asthma. I don't know if I've ever talked about that on my channel, but that also puts me at higher risk. Obviously not as high risk as like other people's with like autoimmune diseases and such, which my mom does have. My mom has an autoimmune disease. So if I'm back at school, I'm not going to see my mom at all. Like, there's a 0% chance I am seeing my mom, not even taking that risk, like, at all. And my twin sister, who is a special ed teacher in elementary school, she's the same way. Like, we are like, nope, not a fat chance that we're going to see her and put her life at risk because we have to go to school. I'm scared. I'm scared for my students. I'm scared either way. Like, I'm scared that e-learning is going to be a bust, and that even though I'm going to obviously put in my all because that's who I am as an educator and that's what I would want, you know, for like my future children. I want their teachers to give it their all. I'm just scared that it's not going to be just good. I'm scared. I'm scared that my kids are going to be at greater risk, like in danger at home. I'm scared that they're going to be at greater risk if they're at school. There's no win-win here. I feel like no matter what, in every situation right now, it's lose-lose. And a lot of people are turning to teachers to try to like figure it out. And I don't know why, because we don't have any more answers than anyone else. Like, we just want what's best for kids, and there's no clear answer right now. If it were up to me, I think that like we should, I'm not going to put like a time frame on anything, but I think that e-learning needs to be essential until this pandemic is over, until it's no longer a risk, or until there's a vaccine or whatever. That's my 2 cents on it. But I don't know. So if you guys have any like comments, if you're a parent and you have any concerns, comment below. Tell me, like, let's have an open, honest conversation about this, because I don't have any answers. I don't think anybody has any answers right now on what's best for our kids, best for like education in itself. If you are another teacher and I missed something, which I probably did because I've been rambling for 20 minutes, let me know. Like, what is your school doing? What do you think that we should do? Do you think we should go back to school? Do you think that like social distance learning is gonna work? Which it won't. I don't think it will. But it's also like, how effective can it be if you're social distance learning? Like, a lot of times my conversations with my kids happen like super face to face. Like, I literally sit right next to them, or I whisper in their ears. And that sounds really creepy, but it's just because people like get embarrassed, you know? And kids need to work together to collaborate. Like, how are you going to collaborate with 6 feet apart? And all of a sudden now they're like 3 feet. And it's like, well, you said 6 feet all this time. What? I'm confused. Anyways, I don't know, you guys. I don't have any answers. And there's so much fear lingering about what to do to make sure that our kids are safe. And not only that, to make sure that like our kids are learning to the best of their ability, and there's no answers. I just want an answer. I wish like as a teacher that I could like come up with something that's brilliant, but I can't. I mean, I can just do the best in every situation, and that's what I'm gonna aim to do. So yeah, guys, go ahead and comment down below what your thoughts are on going back to school. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and then also go follow me on Instagram. It's at so_naturali, Naturali, and let's talk about this.